Kia New Zealand's 2013 survey, Every Kiwi Counts, showed us, well, expats are now older. In fact, the majority are aged between 31 and 45. Expats are more ethnically diverse, with 61% having a New Zealand university qualification. Well, joining me now is Bridgid Hawley from Kia, that's the Kiwi Expats Association. Bridgid, interesting findings from the survey, or did you expect to find that, that the average Kiwi expat was getting so much older?
I mean, given the visa restrictions recently, I wasn't surprised by the number of young ones that had gone down. But yeah, it was interesting to see that the older had increased by about 6%. Yeah.
But, you know, the restrictions don't stop the young Kiwis coming. It just prevents how long they're going to be here. So you think that they're just making the decision, hey, forget the UK completely?
I think it's still a very attractive opportunity for young Kiwis, but there's so many other options out there now that perhaps they're looking further afield, somewhere they can stay longer than 2 years, perhaps Asia, North America.
So this isn't a case of the post-school or post-uni OE dying, maybe Kiwis deciding that they're going to stay at home and earn money or start their career and then decide to do their travels a wee bit?
Exactly, maybe it's more strategic than it used to be.
It goes hand in hand a wee bit, though, with such a high percentage having a New Zealand university qualification, doesn't it? Coming here for career reasons, rather than just to have a good time or to buy the combi and travel Europe.
Yeah, that's right. The majority of the young Kiwis that I see in London are making a mark for themselves. They're getting very good professional experience here and sort of cutting their teeth with the best of them. Do
Kiwis, thinking about professional experience and cutting their teeth, do Kiwis still come here and genuinely get treated with some sort of reverence because they're so hard working? I mean, it is a reputation. I mean, does that still exist?
Well, we like to think so. I wouldn't use the word reverence, perhaps.
No, I wouldn't. I shouldn't have. It was a bit strong, wasn't it?
But I do think that New Zealanders still have a very good reputation for being hardworking, resourceful, and easy to get along with, and that's really, you know, important working environment.
Yeah, and that's what frustrates the likes of Boris Johnson and probably David Cameron, although he wouldn't probably say so quite so publicly as Boris Johnson has. It's almost like, look, we really want these people here because they're putting their back in, they're punching above their weight, but you respect why the government here isn't changing things?
Yeah, I think it's tricky. Obviously, from a New Zealand perspective, we think, hey, you know, look at what we are contributing to the economy here. Can't you do something for us? But from the UK's perspective, how can you make an exception without upsetting all the other countries that are interested? So, yeah, it's a tricky balance, I think.
For those mates of yours and yourself who don't have to worry about UK visa restrictions, are most of them here long-term, possibly forever, or do most of them one day plan to go home with their various resources and their skills?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, according to the survey, at least half Kiwi expats see themselves returning to New Zealand at some point. But I do think that the longer you're away, you know, the more you build connections overseas, and perhaps you get a taste of what it's like to be really challenged in a new environment. I mean, I see a lot of people moving on from London perhaps to places like Amsterdam or, you know, other parts of Europe rather than home.
Bridgid Hawley, yes, I will return at some point. That's very open-ended, isn't it? Bridgid Hawley from Kia, thanks for your time this morning. Much appreciated.